Hi, everyone. Welcome back to TSAM Digital. I'm Anam Khan, the head of content at Foxon Media. And joined by me today, I have Rob Erman. Rob is the SVP Customer Solution Delivery at SS&C. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much, Rob, for joining us. Really appreciate it. To kick things off, Rob, it would be brilliant if you could give us a brief introduction about yourself and tell us a bit about SS&C.
Sure. So my name is Rob Erman. I head up Customer Solution Delivery at SS&C Institutional and Investment Management. So my focus is really on delivering business value to our customers in that segment of the market.
The title of this session is Beyond Investment Operations, Delivering Client Success. Can you go deeper into what that means to you and how you deliver client success?
Yeah, sure. So when you think about client success from our terminology, it's really about delivering to the ultimate client. You know, we see investment managements as evolving. And for the longest time, they were spending their time on dealing with cost pressures, operational improvement, and really putting their ducks in a row. And as things have evolved, they're getting much more focused on the ultimate customer. And so really the purpose of the title that we had was really talking about how do we help clients be successful in that regard. And so for us, you know, what it really started with was helping clients accelerate their time to value. And if you look at what's gone on recently with COVID, you realize that a lot has changed. Customers have been fortunate, the ones that have been fortunate, had good operations, so they were able to not miss a beat working from home. They also realized that the communication and how they interacted with their customers had to change. And so this concept of delivering data and delivering outcomes became so much more important to tailor it to the customer so they kept that line of communication open. And so as a result of that, you know, the timelines have condensed. The time of adopting new technology and delivering value has become condensed. And clients are looking to solution providers like us to help them in that regard. And so to do that, we are starting with how do we do things repeatably? So how do we show up to a client and understand the business problem they're trying to solve and start by using our knowledge base, our experience of implementing hundreds and hundreds of clients to provide prescriptive approaches to what they're trying to do. What this does is really help us benefit the client by being able to estimate the effort and the time to deliver that effort. It helps us standardize and template out the solution they're trying to do. And most importantly, it helps the client modify the solution for their needs and understand where those modifications are getting into the world of customization. And for me, what customization means, and a lot of our products as well as other vendor products are very customizable. But what they don't tell you is that if you customize versus modify, you have the issues when you try to upgrade or add on new features, and maybe one of the customization you did is not aligned with the future direction of the product. So really helping clients with that, and then making sure that when we provide those repeatable solutions, that we can also provide the agility for their systems and solutions to change as their business and their clients' needs change.
Mm-hmm. And where does a firm begin on the journey to optimize investment operations and beyond?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And so for me, it starts by having a change in the mindset of our clients and how we approach clients so that they start to things in terms of delivering incremental value to their customers and making sure that they can do that incremental value in an agile approach. And so when I use the word agile, I obviously understand that the word agile has a lot of meanings, and with the agile methodology, which has been out there for a lot of time, you know, clients are really starting to adopt this concept and embrace that in their projects. We at SS&C kind of have taken the liberty of taking those concepts and map them into the best of both worlds. So the way we start a project is by understanding the overarching problem the client is trying to solve and make sure that we can leverage past experiences. So we start with a project plan and a detailed level of the tools we have available to deliver the solution. We then go in and meet with the client and conduct a rapid process review. And the goal there is not to do what we used to do, which was a detailed business process review, but is to understand and make sure that our assumptions and that our thinking is aligned with some of the core tenets of what the client is trying to do by understanding how they do things today, where the data resides, and just making sure that we're not going to have any gotchas. Once we feel good about that, then we really want to start working in an agile fashion. We want to decompose the problem into increments, right? And we want to make sure that those increments can be done in 3 to 4 weeks milestones so that we can start to understand and assess time to value. It also allows us, by doing it in this incremental approach, to assess how the team is doing and hold everyone accountable for deliverables so that we don't get too far into the project and realize that we're going in the wrong direction. We really think that this role and this approach helps us both be accountable, because as a solution provider, clients do need budgets, they do need timeframes, and they do need confidence that we're going to deliver. So we feel that this approach really delivers that. And it still allows us to be responsive to change. It allows us to effectively map the resources for when they're needed. And most importantly to me, it allows us to collaborate with our customers. It allows us to be engaged on a very constant basis. And for me, that reduces the risk of misunderstanding. That allows us to adapt and make course corrections as we need to, and always be continuously improving the process. So that's where I would start.
Brilliant. And you cited the importance of flexible data management as a starting point to deliver client success. How can this help accelerate a client's time to value?
Yeah, data is at the root of all of this, right? And if you think about what we talked about earlier about incremental steps or componentizing the delivery, those components ultimately result in data coming into the system and data going out of that component. Okay, so that data and that flow of data is really crucial to the success of a project. It's the worst experience that I have with clients is when we get to the end of a project and all of a sudden we realize that the data that they thought was fit for purpose is not. And invariably they look at the report or the output and they're like, the output is bad. But what they don't understand is that we should have caught it earlier and we should have dealt with it. And I think we've gotten a lot better at that as an industry. I think we've created ways to homogenize data, to act on data, and most importantly, to reconcile and validate data before you get too far down the system. When you think about this concept of data, it really has been fortunate for us at SS&C that we are the result of bringing together so many technologies from so many different acquisitions to come up with the solutions we have today. It has forced us to be really good at understanding data and data flows. It has forced us to be really good at understanding the integration of that data into a common solution. And so coming up with that single source of the truth, making sure that each piece of data is starting from one place and that it's validated and that it's accurate is really important. And making sure that you can leverage, I keep coming back to this, prescriptive architectures is also important, because if you have a solution that already understands how to consume that data, it's going to make the flows and the complexity of that data so much easier for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm. And Rob, you've given viewers some meaty topics to chew on. What can businesses do now to get going on the path of delivering client success?
Well, I think what they can start by doing is, we talked about decomposing and really understanding their workflows, prioritizing those workflows and understanding how that fits into their overall business strategy. Taking a step back and then making sure that they have the right partners and the right understanding from people that have done this before to get the problem solved effectively. It's also really important that they understand the end client and they have agility. So when they get started and they decompose the process, they really need to be able to understand how the world may change. And they have to be prepared to elevate the importance of content and the ability to modify content for the client's needs. So I think those are really important things that clients should start on.
As we all know, nothing is static in the world of asset management. What do you foresee as change agents ahead and areas that client may want to start exploring now to prepare for future?
Well, we talked about the change that's happened in the last year, with the events of COVID, et cetera. I think the world is becoming much more personalized. The experience that you deliver both to your internal employees as well as to your ultimate clients is constantly being optimized. And so I think what you're seeing is that there are tools out there to decompose the problems, leveraging a tool like, if you look at SS&C, we have a product called Vision FI. And what that allows us to do is pull in data from multiple data sources and then use that data, homogenize it, as well as create individual user experiences. We can also use those individual user experiences to learn. And so you'll hear terms like machine learning or other terms like robotics or automation. All those capabilities come to play when you have tools that can expose what is going on. What is a customer looking at? What are they doing with that data? How is that data being processed along the way? How can you improve those experiences? And a good example I can give you is if you think about a client that might be buying a product from you in the investment management space, maybe because of COVID, they have particular interest in how that product performed after maybe March, when things started to become more work from home. Maybe they want you to help them by understanding what percentage of their portfolio was negatively or positively impacted by working from home. Maybe there's a strategy they want to do going forward, to address that. Being able to deliver that communication, being able to consume new data sources to do that is really an important thing that newer technology is allowing clients to do and that they should really be focusing on. I think if they do that and they work with a partner to do that, they will be a lot better off. I would tell clients, and I think they've known this for a long time, don't go it alone. There are businesses like SS&C, there are consultants like the consultants on our team and third-party consultants that we've had great success with that are happy to help you on that journey and show you prescriptive architectures that will help you get faster time to value, improve the client experience, and ultimately allow you to imagine new products and new capabilities for your clients. And that's really, if people take anything away from this conversation, I think that's the thing that I would say that the future holds for them if they go down this journey.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Rob, for this insightful discussion. Really appreciate your time. And hopefully our viewers have enjoyed this as well. And they can join us again at the Tech Show to hear more from SS&C around the topic.
Thank you.
Thank you.